Hey, welcome to Integrate This EdTech podcast. We are continuing our Tech in 10 series, and we have a number of tools that we've covered so far. And on this one, we're going to take a little bit of a detour from some of our typical type of tools and things that you might use in the classroom and look at one that might be more of a resource that I know I find beneficial, Jeremy uses as well. But that would be LinkedIn. And LinkedIn has become, I think, a hub for a lot of professionals to share what they're doing in their field. And this would cover all sorts of different job fields, but particularly for us, we're always looking at things in education. And there are so many great people on this site that are sharing things in education and what they're doing. So much so that Jeremy and I have already talked about how we save a lot of posts in here, and then it's like the game of trying to figure out how to get back to those or have the time to get back to those saved posts so you can actually explore them, because there's just so much good stuff on there and it's daily. So I think for me, it's like if I can grab one interesting idea or something each day, I think it's definitely possible. There's tons of things you can grab, but I just want to talk a bit about LinkedIn and what's found in there. It's become, like I said, a hub for communication. I know it's been pretty essential for, like, Jeremy and I have our podcast on here, for example, as a page. And it's been really helpful in that regard too, just for sharing our own content and then also communicating with folks in our space, in the ed tech space, to have interviews that we've done on the podcast that you can see on YouTube and on Apple Podcasts and all that. And a lot of those connections have come through LinkedIn, and it's been really great to be able to connect with some of those folks. If you're just looking at it, like if you just log in for the first time, you're gonna, like with mine, there's a lot of stuff that's already been done, like the profile creation and all those type of things are already set. I think it's great to do that and to set that up and have information about yourself. And I'll show you mine in a little bit, but it's not like you have to go overboard in that side of things just to be able to explore the great content that's out there. You will want to start following people or, connecting with folks that have topics of interest to you so that you can get the notifications and get the updates of the things they're doing. But let's just take a look briefly at the side of where you're in your profile, and you can set things up here. You can kind of enhance your profile section. So you're able to edit things in here pretty easily. You can put in like, what are you all about? Where do you work? What are the things that you do as part of your job? And so that's like your profile introduction. You can play around, edit the banner and the profile picture there as well. I do really like that you're able to list out a variety of things about your experience, because the thing is too with LinkedIn, it was always traditionally, and it still is, like people looking for jobs and people trying to find candidates to work for their companies, right? And you'll see here even there's like this jobs tab. So that's still very much a thing, but it also allows you to, with your current job, you can talk about what it is that you do, right? So you can have this about me page right here, this little area. What are the top skills that you have, the things that you are known for or you have experience in? You can list those out. You can put your services down here. And then what I really like is this featured section, because it allows for you to put some of the resources or like projects that you're working on. So you'll notice right away, obviously, that like Jeremy and I have our Integrate This EdTech podcast, and I have it on my profile. And so then people can access it directly. Like if they're just checking out my profile for the first time, they can see it there and check it out. So and then you'll have a number of other things that you can include there. And you can add like a variety of different media pieces. So it could be a post, an article, a link, media, all sorts of different options for that. And people will approach it differently. and that's great. The other thing, and what you'll likely do most of if you're someone who posts quite a bit or wants to post your own original content, is you create a post here, and just like a lot of your social media type things, like whether it's Facebook or X or Blue Sky or whatever it might be, right? You'll have where you can put in your content and list it all out here with your what you want to say, images, emojis. You can create events, celebrate an occasion. You can kind of access some of the more job oriented things, I guess you could say, if you're wanting to do that too. But you can post there, and that will all get put into this area, and you'll be able to see like all the posts that you've done in the past, different activity that you've done. For us, like it's mostly going to be like our different AI stuff, or like your episodes that we do for Integrate This. That's kind of where we really like to put all of our stuff. So you can look at the posts and see what you've done in the past. And then you also have where you can put in your experience and your education. And so you can put that down below. There'll be a spot for licenses and certifications that you can put in if you get those from certain organizations, and then also projects. What's really cool about the projects is that you can tag other people into the projects. So when you're working on one, you're able to actually add in a contributor, which is cool, because then like if for Integrate This, let's say I could make a project for Integrate This, and then I could add Jeremy as a contributor, and we can both work on that project. I do it mostly for like our conferences and our aid stuff, and you will see there's Integrate This right there. But there are other folks that are involved in some of my other ones, so you can have different projects going on and tag different people in them. So pretty cool. You can also add in a publication. I've seen many people do this with their newsletters. You're able to tie in a newsletter to your page, which is really great too. So there's so many things that you can include in here in your profile, and it's just great. But let's say, I think mostly what I tend to do is, and I usually use my phone a lot for this on the LinkedIn app, just the endless thread of things that are people are putting out, right? So like if we look, I just saw the new posts come up. So you have like people that that are posting things that they're doing, like events that they're speaking at. You have people posting research stuff, which is hugely beneficial, I think. We've talked about these guys before, and we've got a chance to talk with their colleague Leon in one of our podcasts. They're doing some great work in AI assessments, and their assessment scale. But you'll see things from like conferences and organizations that you can follow, and all sorts of really cool stuff that we're highlighting here. So some other folks that we've had a chance to interview on our podcast, and yeah, it's just really great. There's so many things that you can check out and spend too much time in there, and then realize that you need to come back and look at 10,000 things later on. So LinkedIn is really great. I highly recommend creating an account if you haven't yet, because you will be able to connect with people and to dive deeper into topics that you're interested in. And as I mentioned, that Jeremy and I do, we put out our own content too, and allow other people to check out our stuff. And it's just a great sharing hub, and I love it. I think Jeremy's a fan as well, so it's good stuff. All right, so that does it for this tool on Tech in 10. Go check out LinkedIn, and be sure to check out our other tools as well that we have in our Tech in 10 playlist.